Welcome to Black Love Matters, where this serves as a therapy session for figuring out adulthood,
loving each other.
I find our inner Brack and Michelle.
Or Jay-Z and Beyonce. You know, Niram don't want to do no more. Who is yous?
I'm Nero. I'm Nero.
And I'm Nayabi.
And this is episode 215, y'all.
Hey, happy Wednesday. It's good to be back, y'all.
Hey.
It's good to be back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for giving us a little grace.
Thank you for the grace and mercy.
Ooh. When I think about Jesus. Go ahead.
Be sure to leave a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher. Y'all know my goal this year is to get 2,000 ratings and reviews. So I need y'all niggas to go ahead and sign up for Apple Podcasts and sign up with y'all cousin shit and just go ahead.
Just put it in for your mammy, everybody else.
And just go ahead and leave us some 5-star reviews. Or you can follow us on all forms of social media at Black Love Matters. That's Black with no K. What's going on with you, Bet?
Not too much. Well, I guess we got to catch up from the weekend a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the weekend was a lot. I nannied.
Mm-hmm.
I did my nannying thing. Y'all know I do it every other weekend, only one day during the week. Like, I'm trying to find a better balance when I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So the first family I went to, y'all, was a black family. And I couldn't tell if they was excited or not.
What you mean?
You know, usually, I told you when I babysitted my other black family, she'd be like, yes, sis, come on in. We so glad to see you, right? This other family, like the black daddy opened the door and was like, hey. And then here come the mama picking around the door. Who is it? Who the fuck did y'all call? Order me? Look like it's a mail order bride. Didn't you order for me? Didn't you call for me? I talked to y'all early this week. Did I have my Heather, where's your manager voice and you didn't know? So I think they was like relieved, but still a little bit skeptical. And you could tell they was black. They was civil rights black. I would say they're civil rights black and a bit touched by white hands, maybe a different type of touched by white hands. And I was only with their children for a little bit, and the children were ages, I think the son was about 7 and they had a daughter that was about 11 months. So I had to watch 2 of them. And I'm seeing the parents. I was like, oh, the parents civil rights blacks. It's going to be easy. But the kids ain't. How did that work?
What you mean, how did that work?
The kids, I don't know. They had no connection to black norms.
I can tell you how
or
it works.
Social cues. When
you grow up and you don't have shit all your life, you be like, when I get grown, I have my kids ain't gonna never want for nothing.
Even the baby, even the 11-month-old did not give me the feel of a black baby.
And then that's what happened. When you had that damn baby, they don't want for shit, but they also don't know shit about the culture and nothing else, because you done completely took their ass out of there and they ain't even visit nobody from Detroit or Chicago.
And I'm trying to feel like, how did I even get the vibe that the 11-month-old ain't have? She ain't civil rights black either.
How do you say the 11-month-old?
The 11-month-old, because I knew something was wrong with her, because I think when she seen me, she was like, ooh. She gave me how white babies see when they never see another black person. So it's like, so the only black people this 11-month-old see is the black daddy and the black mama and the black brother.
Oh.
Because she was seeing, she was like, I didn't know other black women exist. That's how she looked. Who is you?
Oh, shit.
Where the hell is she from? When I tell you, when I had this baby, she whined and she cried and she cried and she cried. To the point where it's like, sis.
Like Mabel?
Yeah. We'll get to motherfucking Mabel. We got a story from Mabel, and check the Instagram. And out to the point, I was like, I just don't know. Like, I just sat down to, I get to the point where I just look at babies when they cry. I made sure she was fed, she was full, because the mama fed her right when she leave. Diaper clean. She ain't too hot. Like, what is the problem, sis? She just didn't like my face. So that would rub me a little wrong way. Where I'm like, y'all gotta socialize these kids. At 11 months, this baby ain't 10 weeks old no more. Bring her around people. Like, Jesus, it shouldn't be this much. Not at 11 months.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Or this much if you getting babysitters like this, right? This is one of the time where the parents are like, oh, we just need to get out one day as our anniversary. We've never left. You can tell this is something they do often.
Mm-hmm.
So every time a new babysitter come in here, we got to do this shit. I'm going to need y'all to crate train her like the puppy. Get her raised up right. Or if you know she's going to do that, call your babysitter around time it's time for her nap. So what you need to be doing is feeding her and laying her down. And by the time the babysitter come, the babysitter's sleeping. So when she wake up and groggy and she don't know really who getting her, that's when a babysitter need to come. Right? Mm-hmm. Like, do some time, or do like the other folks I babysit with the invisible baby. I've never seen the baby. They paid me to sit there with the cats. I don't know if it's a real baby there. But eventually I did get her to sleep because, I have a low tolerance for bullshit with kids. Crying don't really bother me. So, we just rocked it out, and I think she was just like, fuck. I think I just won the battle. To the point she was like, damn. And even when the parents came home, they was like, wait, she sleep? I said, didn't you say you wanted her to take a nap? It was like, yeah. She's like, other babysitters just let her stay up. I said, oh, she don't win. This is not how this works. I was like, you would have more luck having her just cry until you got back before I let her just sit here and play with her jamboree and shit. If you say it's time for a 2-hour nap, right? Sure, she don't win. Then the other thing was the little boy, a little asshole in training.
Yeah,
he's a douchebag.
How old was he?
7.
Oh,
he was like, I shouldn't say a douchebag. I'm sorry, he only 7. Jesus, it's the truth. He is. But you ever just meet arrogant black men? He's the spawn. Like, he was just so arrogant. I forgot he's saying that he wanted to be a chef. I said, oh, so you want to be a chef? He said, I don't want to be a chef. I am a chef. Oh, all right, nigga.
Hey, what's wrong with that?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Law of attraction.
It wasn't nothing wrong with that, but it sent a cue in my head. Right? It was just ding. I just took a ding dong. It just took a little cue in the back of my head. Right? Because first of all, it wasn't the tone. You say that for the colonizers, not me, bruh. Mm-hmm. I'm not the enemy. Cool. Right? But then we start talking about other stuff like, I don't know how we got on the term of black, or someone came on the TV and he was like, yeah, my daddy told me I'm black because like we from Africa. Mm-hmm. Really? Like that just kind of came off raw to me to be like, oh, okay. Is that all he's told you about being black?
Yeah.
Right? Or the thing when I was trying to put the sister down, because it probably took me about an hour and a half to get her down. He gonna come in there playing loud music talking about she like music. Oh. Get your remedial ass. I said, so if we're trying to get her to sleep and you come here and play loud music, how do you think that's gonna help?
Was he playing sicko mode?
I don't know what no, he was playing her toys.
Oh, I thought he was playing sicko mode like the TSA in New York. Oh. Who don't just gonna give a fuck.
And the thing it was one time right before I got her to sleep, I almost I said, hey, go downstairs. Go downstairs. Because he said he's a program. I don't know what the fuck he's playing with them Legos. Go downstairs. Take your ass downstairs. Mm-hmm. And he was just extra. You know, and the other thing that bothered me, though, he didn't have a really good concept of boundaries. Is that something that 7-year-olds do? Like, after, I guess I cussed him out enough, right? And told him to sit down. No one ever told him to do this. Like, he was really trying to be under me.
What you mean?
To the point where I was like, you have to stop touching me.
He was touching you?
Not touching me.
Did this little nigga grope you?
No. But like he was like, oh, let's watch TV on the couch and cuddle. Nigga, you don't know who I am. You sit on your side, I'll sit on my side. And we'll have a blanket in between us. Right? Like, it was just, he was too feely for me. Uh-huh. Right? To be like, what's going on?
He just wanted to be held.
He's a big ass 7-year-old boy. Held? Niram, have you at 7? Do you remember that? Well, I guess maybe because we was poor, we ain't have outside babysitters, only family and friends. So maybe it was different. Right. But somebody I didn't know?
Yes.
What?
A new stranger? She's a girl. She probably smell nice.
That's creepy. It was creepy. Like to the point where
it
was
mad creepy, yeah.
Yeah, it was very creepy for a 7-year-old. Like, you know how you just get the you know how you get energy? Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna see him on the news in about 10 years. And then there's gonna be his hollering ass sister in the background crying. Look, same shit. Then the second family I did was this overly privileged. How do you even explain it? Actually, before I get there, because I babysitted like 3 days in a row, didn't? Oh, I had like a double. Like I did 2 on one day. Mm-hmm. And then that second day, it was like these twins, these 2 white boy twins that were 3 years old. They weren't horrible, but at first I thought they didn't talk. And it was scary. It was like The Shining. Twins scare me when they're little.
Why?
I don't know. Because you really can't tell them apart. And the mom talking about the one, we'll just make up a name. Bob is in blue and then Michael's in red. Mm-hmm. I said, I don't know their names now. Right. But they were identical. They look like Bart Simpson if he was a human form.
Really?
Yeah, they look like Bart Simpson. Like kind of longer heads. And like their eyes were a little big. Mm-hmm. And like the mom was like, are you going to say hello to Miss Nyambi? Yep, that's what they did. Oh. Look. You know who came out and greeted me? They had 2 thick ass cats.
Oh, I was like the cats.
The cats came out. I was like, God damn it. I ain't never seen such friendly cats like came to Silicon Valley. Like the cats was like, hey, we here, sis. And so as soon as the mom left, one of them just started crying. Like he didn't say a word. Like the mom was like, give me a kiss. And he just looked. Are you going to miss me? Nope. Like I have heard these kids say nothing. So I'm like, well, it's 2 of them. Let them play together. I don't know, honey.
I was like, maybe when we leave.
Yeah, so, oh my God. So it's no words, right? And then as soon as the door, click, clack, clack. No. I said, And then I forgot which one was who. So I said, come here. And then what broke down, I found some books and I just started reading because it's 2 of them, right? So one crying, but I still got to keep my eye on this motherfucker. Cause I got like a 3-story house. Ain't not a gate in sight. I said, damn, Ma, you couldn't put up no type of gate? So I'm trying to keep my eye on them. I was like, oh, I'm about to read this book really animated. I got that book. You would thought I was a librarian in the class. They sat down and they started clapping and shit.
What you mean they started clapping?
They was like, and I finished the book and the other one went and got more. He got like 5 books.
More.
We read for like an hour and a half straight till it was time for them to go. No, then they got hungry. And then the mom, I guess their real nanny was on vacation or she don't do weekends. I guess she a Latino woman. And he was like, yeah, she teaching them Spanish. So sometimes they ask for things in Spanish. Hey, bitch, I don't know Spanish. And they was. One of them was like, Mungo. What? Did you say you called me a mongoloid? What did you?
Mongolo.
What? One is like milk. I knew aqua. What? But they was talking Spanish.
Leches is milk.
Like, I think it's they bottle. Like, they, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, baby talk.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then aqua. And then they got this little ratty ass doll that they call some Fifi something. So they speaking whole ass different languages to me and got a fucking attitude with me when they wanted a piece of snack. They wanted some cheese. I know what the fuck they were saying. It wasn't cheese for Spanish, but they were speaking a different language to the point where I just took them to the fridge and I was like, what do you want? And they were like, and they short, and they was jumping up and trying to reach in it. Fine. So we finally put them on their pajamas. Why do babies hate putting on pajamas? They literally hollered till I got the pajamas on. As soon as I put them on and zipped it up, they stopped crying. What is it? And boys hate them diapers changed. I said, so you want to be, girls like want you to do it quickly. The girls like, Jesus, thank you. Mm-hmm. But boys is like, oh, I want to be pissy. I said, you got to change this pissy ass diaper. I feel like I say I got to change these pissy ass diapers. Once you do that, fine. Then we get in the bed. And then I be like, buenas noches.
Oh.
And they get in bed. They just hopped in bed when I said it. And then one of them went to sleep, like almost scared me how fast one went to sleep. Mm-hmm. I was like, buenas noches. He was like, night night. But the other one was like, I'm like, oh my God. So we rock and we talk and we rock and we talk. He go to sleep. I usually wait in there and dark till they sleep. Then I creep out as soon as I open the door. I said, so we rocking, we playing again. And then he was really getting really upset. Y'all, you know what? He got so fucking upset. He threw up in his bed and on his pajamas. Oh. I didn't know what the fuck to do.
You threw up on you too?
No.
Oh.
But I had to pick him up. So, I was holding him at an arm's length. I said, then he just looked at me and then he started crying some more. Meanwhile, I'm scared. It's twins. The one who dead to the world, I'm like, just don't wait. I don't need both of them up right now. Mm-hmm. Because I don't need one to so I grabbed the other one, the one who done threw up. I done took him downstairs, stripped him down, put his clothes in a pile, right? Cleaned him up, put on new clothes, rocking him, put him to sleep downstairs on the couch, went upstairs, cleaned, ripped all the comforter and everything off the bed, found their laundry room, threw all the shit in the laundry, washed it on the quick wash, and just found a random blanket on the couch and just threw it down and then finally got him back up to sleep. Mm-hmm. I was so fucking outdone, I didn't know what to do. First of all, I was going to throw up. You know what's a sympathy throw up?
You was about to sympathy throw up?
I was like, oh. The whole time, but I'm trying not to be loud because I don't want to wake up the other one. The other one Bob was not the fuck out.
He was night.
But it's no chest because the other one was hollering. I think he just got so upset that he just threw up. Then I came out and told the mom, "Oh my God, this is amazing." The other sitter probably would just let it sit there. What you would have done there? You would just let that sit there?
Yes.
Are you serious?
It ain't my house, and I don't like going around people's houses.
See, it's different out here in Silicon Valley. They be like, this the tour of the house. This everything you may need to come intuition. The thing is, if the bathroom was like in their bedroom, I wouldn't go. But it was like in a hallway door. So I just literally opened the closet door and put it there. I don't know if I found somebody babysitting my kids throw up. Yeah, throw that shit in the laundry. Throw that shit in the wash. Give it a quick range.
I would have put it in the bathroom sink. Or in the tub.
Yeah, maybe the tub. But no, I felt like, because she was coming home. I think she didn't get home till 11? So it would have been late as hell. If she had a dirty ass kid. And then I was worried it was going to seep through the mattress cover and all that. So I didn't want to do that. So that was a mess. And then lastly, I went to my other family. This is a family I actually been to that I went to on Sunday. And they just so privileged. I don't know what to say about them there. They're just...
Nyambi had to hear him play clarinet.
They had to play their clarinets. But this is the kids who got the nagging about how their parents never there, though. Mm-hmm. They was like, Mom doesn't care. She's never there. And like, it was the older girl. Again, it's the girls, right? The boy, he did whatever I asked him to do. I let him watch his little 20 minutes of sports. He folded his clothes. He sat down. We played catch. He was good. But the girl was like she was like 10. Mm-hmm. She was such attention seeking that it was almost making me vomit. She'll see me and the younger brother that's 6 or 7 playing. And she'd be like, well, I want to play. Well, bitch, come play. Mm-hmm. I'm almost sure this is your brother all the time. And I'm sure you don't always play with him, right? Like that. And then I had to get her when I tell her to fold her clothes, and she wasn't listening. And she was about to say, I always do this. I said, stop right there. Because what I don't do is argue with kids. Either you do what I say, or I'll tell your parents you didn't do it. Those are the only options. But we don't need to have no arguments, discussion, none of that's happening. And she didn't know what to say. She just did it and walked away. What'd you think about that?
I thought it was crazy.
But that was crazy. So that was my kind of weekend summary, y'all, which was, of course, gonna do what it's gonna do. After that, did y'all, in the meantime, between them shifts, I found something new to binge watch on, I almost said on Instagram, on Netflix. Y'all know what it is?
Is it You?
It's called You, Y-O-U. Oh my fucking God. Y'all go immediately to Netflix and find the show You, Y-O-U. It's about a crazy white man who owned a book store in his love escapades. Mm-hmm. It is every fucking thing. It's a psychological kind of thriller, dramedy. It is. Did you like it, Nero?
Yeah.
Because when I started putting it on, I'm done with it.
Oh, you watched the whole series?
Yeah, I watched the whole series.
Oh, when I went to sleep?
When you went to sleep. When you and Mabel was asleep. Because Nero and Mabel was exhausted. But it is so good. I ain't going to spoil it right now, but I will spoil it in the next coming week. So I'm going to give y'all time to get y'all weighed up and go watch You, Y-O-U, and it's on Netflix. Again, it's about a crazy white boy who own a bookshelf, and he be with these white women, and he be thinking he Captain Saving Ho, and he creating all types of alternate universes in his head, thinking he's saving people, and he killing motherfuckers, and he's chopping people, and he got them in cages. It's everything. You go watch it. You have anything to say about You, Nirams?
It is definitely a Nyambi special.
It is a Nyambi special.
One of the things that Nyambi, I won't even say guilty pleasure, but something that Nyambi would like to watch. Nyambi really loves psychological thrillers.
I love a good killer, honey. They helping me. So if I ever gotta pop off, I already know. That's why I can smell a sociopath a mile away. That's why I be with these kids. And I see them as characters in movies I watched.
But this psychological thriller,
yeah,
it will have you hooked. You be like, what the fuck?
And it's not even like over the top or anything, but it's one of the ones where you be like, oh, well, let me see what's gonna happen in the next episode. Mm-hmm. Nia, if you listen, you need to watch You, Y-O-U. It's amazing. Next, what I gotta fucking talk about. Who the fuck is this Ed Buck nigga? Ed, B-U-C-K. I know he done gave money to the Democratic parties and Obama and Hillary and to the poor black kids and Africa, all this shit. Guess what? I don't give a fuck. Have y'all heard what happened? This white man, he's a white gay man, right? Again, he gives all this money. He has a lot of money, philanthropist. I don't give a fuck, right? This is the second time they have found a young black gay man dead in his house.
What?
Oh, now I got near my attention. Okay. This is the second time. Not the first, the second time a young black gay guy has been found dead in his house due to an overdose. The first time it happened a couple years ago. I want to say like in 2017. Ed Burke, I guess his kink is young black, men. And they come on over. The thing is, they're not coming over drinking Hennessy and smoking weed. His kink, allegedly, is that they come over, they smoke the Hennessy. I mean, they do the Hennessy and the weed, but he like to shoot them up.
But what?
That shit. What's the shit you can't come back from? Okay, you don't got to say it.
Oh, let me see.
So that happened in 2017. And of course, allegedly the police did the investigation. It was like, there's nothing in here that says that Ed Buck made this man overdose, right? Like it was by his own fruition, allegedly, that this man did it. It was 2 adults in this house. If this man took the drug, like it's nothing we can do, right? Mm-hmm. This is the second time this shit happened this year. I'm going to need some motherfucking investigations to go down. Okay, the first one allegedly is not about, what's for the court of law? Benefit of doubt, not benefit of doubt. What's it called?
Guilty. Innocent to proven guilty.
No, what does they say? You have to have like the proof.
Oh, burden of proof.
Yeah, it needs to be. It wasn't there. Fine, because it is a lot of stories you can tell, especially if it's only 2 people in there, right? Okay, I can digest that. partially, right? The first one, partially. But this second one, so you telling me same characteristics, right? Same motive, same all of that. Gonna die in this man's house again. Y'all gonna brush this shit off? No, police. I'm gonna need you, LA police, LAPD. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get Ed Burke and bring him in for some motherfucking questioning. Because I'm saying this and I'm being bold about this because I know a lot of you dumb niggas who was out there caping for R. Kelly was saying, well, why don't y'all do the same caping for white people and stuff like that? You know, where is that at? What does that look like? This is what the fuck it looked like. So I need, what's his name? Ed Burke to go ahead and get motherfucking investigated. All you niggas is trash. Ed Burke, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Weinstein, get in fucking line. Because that's what the black said. We don't get buck when it comes to white people. I don't give a fuck how much money he gave. Give it back. I don't care how much philanthropy he did. Give it back. You cannot. This is predatory behavior. There's no difference between the shit that he and R. Kelly are doing. Both of them are taking advantage of folks, right? From underserved communities and underserved resources and abusing their power and privilege. R. Kelly did it with young black girls. He's doing it with young black gay. What's the appropriate word? What sexuological workers? What is it? Sexuological body workers?
Body workers. I like that word.
You know, they hoeing the street, okay? And just because they hoe on the street don't mean they got the right to die.
Sex workers.
Psychological, what is it? Sexological body workers.
Sexual body workers.
Who are young black gay men that I'm sure don't have ties to home, only got a couple coins, right? And so you get your main, whoever he gonna be, is Ed Burke. I'm sure he's paying decent, right? And he come and he be like, my kink is that I'm gonna inject you with this shit. Because I like to do that. I like to see how crazy you get. Not only that, this young man, his name is Jermaine Gagin, had a fucking journal entry where he's writing about how deep his depression is, how low he is, and how he's basically ready to kill himself. But instead of him killing himself, he just gonna go ahead and let Ed do it by shooting that shit in his veins. What else burden of proof do you need? It's something there, right?
Yeah.
It's something that is predatory behavior for Ed to be like, again, if Ed was saying, I like young black guys to come over here and dance while they get drinking Hennessy, that's different. Ed is telling these boys to come over here and I'm going to need you to do meth and not a hit.
No.
Enough to you overdosing?
Shit, I don't want to do no meth.
And I should say, I don't think Jermaine died, but he was at the point of what the fuck, Ed? Sir. I'm gonna need you to bring that back. What happened to nigga? Like, what happened to normal? What happened to Netflix and chill? What?
That ain't kinky enough no more, baby.
Could you imagine that he talking about shooting you
I couldn't imagine none of that shit.
Said, oh, nigga, not I. Ain't no shit in the world. And again, you going off his word to be like, oh yeah, this is heroin. You don't know what this is meth. You don't know what the fuck is up in there. Mm-mm. And again, I'm doing that nice and bold because, like y'all misinformed motherfuckers say, we don't do it for the whites. Ed too. Ed can get it too. Democrats, we need to find another funding source because Ed's not available. He got it on lawyers. What? He got to pay his lawyers. We can't do this with Ed no more. It's all set, right? Just like niggas was losing their mind over R. Kelly. We got to give up 12 play. No more. Find something else.
No.
Give it up. Did you hear about that story though, Nero?
No, I didn't hear about it.
I faintly remember hearing about that Ed Buck story a couple years ago. And then I just peeked in the news and I seen this coming. I said his name, the same place again, in the same demographic. It couldn't even be a white man or a white woman. It'd be like, well, maybe he just having a party. No. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, only be groups of people. It ain't like, he can't even be like, well, we just partying and everybody grown. It's just two people. No. And then on that note, the way that my anxiety and depression shut up, child, I just gotta take it easy. Mm-hmm. Because I found myself getting really riled up in being in my house and not wanting to leave. And I have to get through that.
Yes, you do.
I just be so grateful to walk in the steps of my house and my door. That, thank you, Jesus. And I got to work through that. And I think I'm slowly but surely working through that a little bit. Because is it just me, y'all, or is it y'all, Nero? Do it feel like it's January 38th? Is it the end of the month yet?
I'm just hoping.
Is January over yet? It feels like it's January 38th. Is it?
I'm just hoping that, like, 2019 is coming to a slow start, and we're gonna rev on up. But the way this month, this year,
the way
started,
this month, this year is set up in a way that my depression, anxiety set up is not working. It's not. They're not in integrity together. It is not in integrity together. I had one moment of joy though when I was coming from an event with like some coworkers. We having a few folks roll off our team because they got positions within the company elsewhere, which is a huge accomplishment. And I actually came to a different office, and they were like, "We're so happy you came. I can't believe you came." Like it was just that moment of like exhale and like gratitude and grace. And when I was driving home, I kind of seen the skyline of the city, and it was just this moment of, I hear you, Lord. Like, it was this moment of, like, I am so grateful to be in this space right now. Like, although I am going through it in my head, right? The voices in your head saying you can do better. The devil is trying me, right, in all areas. Mm-hmm. But it was this little whisper that I heard or felt to say, it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. And I was like, I'm so grateful to be here. Like, I feel, and it's probably been years since I can say I feel as I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be at this time, right? I believe we all where we're supposed to be, but this is the first time, like, I felt it. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to be where I'm at in my life, working, all of it. This is exactly where I need to be. So, it's a really different dissonance that I was going through, right? Because it's like one day, child, just to get out the bed. Just to open the blinds. If it weren't for Mabel, some weekends I probably won't go outside, right? Like, and then to flip it to have moments, but I am extremely grateful to be here, right? That's why you gotta constantly work on this mental health shit.
Yeah, you do.
And we gotta talk about it. And I know I ain't the only one who be like, I ain't trying to get out of bed today. I ain't trying to do this. I think it was the read that had me cracking up because I think they were talking about mental health stuff too. And I was like, preach, we must all be, I need to look at the stars and see what's going on. Must be that lunar eclipse coming. Maybe that's going to help us clear out some of this lead. Oh, De Niro wrote his eye at me. I believe them lunar eclipses. I believe the stars and the moon be talking to you. So we got a lunar eclipse coming next week. But Kid Fury had me rolling because I think him and Crystal was saying something similar. But they had me dying when they were talking about, that explosion that happened in New York and the sky turned blue or green. Uh-huh. Kid Fury was like, for one moment, I was like, finally, Jesus. The reckoning has begun. He said for 1 second, he was like, thank God, Jesus is here. I was like, preach. It's like a surrender. Thank God, Jesus is on the main line. He coming right down the Hudson Valley. Then he was like, oh no, that's probably some lightning. False alarm, Christians. False alarm team, Jesus for Christ. But I almost hit the ground because I think I would have said something like that. I'm like, the Savior's coming, y'all. He said for a split second, he was like, finally.
Finally, take me now.
End all this. End this. Just start this shit over the whole world. So that's how I'm feeling. Nirams, what's going on with you?
First things first, I want to say a big shout out to those of you who have filled out the survey. We got some numbers there. For those of you who haven't filled out the survey, what the hell y'all waiting on? Help us out. Help us help you by providing the information on the survey so we can make a bigger and better Black Love Matters podcast. Other than that, a couple things I also want to mention. So Terry Crews went out and said that black women were the only one to support him after he spoke out about being sexually assaulted. And I kind of find that a little shocking because I'm pretty sure I was there right with his ass telling you, look here, brother, I'm with you. We've been out here, everybody who ever been sexually assaulted needs to be supported. And I feel like I was there supporting them. So maybe, the masses wasn't there, but, I repeat, like, anybody who has been sexually assaulted, y'all got Nero's back. Point them out. What are goons at? I keep saying, like, where the street niggas at over here for fucking R. Kelly? And why the fuck we ain't sending the goons over to that nigga crib to come get his ass? You know what? We just had some cars got broken in.
Oh, I told y'all we live in the projects of the Silicon Valley.
Some cars got broken in at our apartment.
We live in the projects.
And you know,
we live in the projects.
For our apartment complex, there's a lot of things going on.
Yes.
Like a Tesla be parked next to a hoopty.
Yeah, like next to a neon.
It don't even be like a new neon.
No. They don't make neons no more.
So the thing is,
escort.
These niggas, a Pinto. These niggas that came over here and took it back to the olden days where they didn't took the rims off the cars.
Off
took the tires,
what car?
The fucking Mercedes, the Teslas.
And what they do?
And put their ass on bricks.
On bricks? I ain't seen bricks since Detroit.
Put them on cinder blocks. Oh, can you imagine? My question is, can we hire those goons to break into R. Kelly shit and get them girls out?
Oh, my God.
So, you know, I just go back to that. Like, Terry Crews, black man to black man, you got my support, brother.
What did he say?
He said only black women supported him during his sexual, when he spoke out about being sexually assaulted.
Yeah, we said something.
I know.
Yeah.
So, I just want to say, brother, we got your back. But also, these goons here need to go and break in R. Kelly's house.
Okay, Jesus.
I wanna like stop. Like, if I catch them, I want to be like, hey,
don't do this to us.
This is not.
I mean, at least they breaking into the test. They ain't breaking their mind. They ain't want mine.
We got bigger fish to fry.
Oh, okay.
Another thing is, when the niggas start stealing rims off cars again?
People steal rims? That's what I told Nero. We had a moment. I said, what are they stealing?
And
they stealing tires?
They wasn't like 20s and nothing like
Absolutely not.
They was like factory Mercedes rims and like factory Tesla rims.
I was going to say eco-friendly rims. Like, I'm not sure what's going on with that. That confused me a little bit. Yeah. Tires. What they doing with the tires?
I don't know.
Because, you know, that's us hood mentality, right? So what they stealing it for? This us. How they steal it? When they come from?
Oh, my God.
I think I know who stealed it. I seen some niggas walking. Remember I told you when I got the car, I said, who them niggas over there?
And now it's like, you keep walking.
I said, who that nigga over there?
And we had Mabel. I said, Mabel ain't going to protect us.
Mabel ain't. We said, come on. Bring your ass. So, yeah, we done had that going on.
But, yeah, them niggas done took it back old school.
I ain't seen people sold tires since, like, 1998. That's a 2000 crime. That's an old school crime. That's like stealing a radio.
Yes. But they had them bitches on center blocks. And they had the nerve to send it out in the email blast.
Oh, and that's what I'm saying. You know where we're at. It was like an email listserv. The email was fire that next morning.
Ooh,
people was hot. And they was like, management? And the manager's like, we getting a whole surveillance system, blah, blah. You better get something as much as we pay. Here. As much as we pay.
Because, you know, management ain't really trying to do shit because, you know, they got a proposal. They trying to knock down everything anyway.
And rebuild it anyway and charge twice as much. So they ready to get the fuck on. They got a nerve. At first they sent a, what is it, Word doc from the police department?
Right, an apology letter and a Word doc from police department. Niggas was pissed.
Listen, I don't want no, police need to roll their ass through here a little bit more. It was hilarious. But that's also, you know, how you know our upbringing for us. Like, I feel like we read it and was like, well, all right. Is our car here? Oh, okay. Like, we were just able to roll. But the neighbors is buzzing. The block is hot here. The neighbors is buzzing.
And then I was like, Naomi, I bet you got wheel locks on your shit. Neil, what's wheel locks?
Yeah.
The reason why your car ain't on cinder blocks.
Look, they start looking around. Hi, skip over your car, Nyambi. Do you know them?
The reason why your car ain't on cinder blocks.
Skipped over my car.
Because you got wheel locks,
I got wheel locks, honey. I'm from Detroit. Maybe that's why in Detroit we all got wheel locks. Been there, done that. I was confused, especially out here. Because also the tires, like, I haven't really seen... Maybe we ain't been in the block, right? I haven't really seen people have nice cars out here, but when I think of nice cars, like, I don't think of rims. Like, even when you see people with like Lamborghinis and what's the car that I said I don't know what it is, the McLaren.
Yeah, McLaren.
Is that a Lamborghini? I don't know.
No, that's not a Lamborghini.
Like, when I see those cars, I don't be like, oh yeah, they got some nice rims, right? Because the thing is, the car be so specialized that only those tires and those rims can go on that car. Right. So if you don't got a McLaren, what do you still like? So it don't make sense. So that's why it really surprised me. And the thing is, maybe if it was one car, I'd be like, oh, that was revenge. But it was a couple cars.
It was a couple cars.
Maybe it's like a roommate. Maybe it's
it was like a McLaren and a Mercedes.
Like, it was a very distinguished
next
car.
To each other, and both of their asses on center blocks.
And everybody going to work in the morning. Look, everybody looking at it in the morning like.
I said, "Oh shit!"
When the owner got the nerve to send a whole email to the whole crew, did anybody see anything? I said, "Ooh, this is me." You know me. I think I seen some niggas, but I ain't. That's my no snitching rule come out. You see something? Management, all this fucking money, these stats you taking from us every month, get some cameras installed in this bitch. That's what y'all need to do.
They ain't gonna do that.
Hire fucking security. I don't give a fuck what they do. But yeah, that's a blessing. I got an old car, and I'm very low on the totem pole. I'm probably right above the Escort. So we got some time. But that was a trip. Other than that, Mabel was almost gone, y'all. Ooh, you gonna post it on Instagram or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna post it. So first things first. Well, I had a race.
Oh yeah, you told your race.
I had a race. I had my first race of the year in San Francisco. It went pretty well.
Yeah. I didn't go. I felt a little bad. Did you like your surprise though?
Yeah, Nyambi, had a little surprise and they had a bagel and some coconut water.
Yeah, you got to tell the folks what's that for though.
Oh, that was for shit. I don't know. Shit, I ate it before.
Ain't that like your pre-running fuel?
Yeah.
Like you usually be lecturing me on all the stuff you do before and after. And
yeah.
How you got to find. Because usually Nerum be pooching between every race. He be pooching around the house. He be pooching at the grocery. First of all, he be like, oh, I got to rest my legs.
That's my ritual.
I got to rest my legs.
It's part of my ritual to get some nervous energy out.
But instead of resting his leg, he be pooching at Target, looking at bagels to buy. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I got to have bagels for my fuel.
Yeah.
I was like, nigga, we go to the grocery store every week. Why don't you just add them to the list?
Because
I got to have coconut for my electrolytes. Add it to the grocery. Like, that's not something you have to wait to a race to buy. Coconut water just don't go bad in a week.
I want fresh bagels because bagels will go bad in a week.
Okay.
But you surprised me with a bagel and some coconut water. That was pretty cool. And I drove up to the city.
How bad is surprise when you got in the car? Did you get scary? Because you be scary sometimes. You
no, because I was like, what the fuck? I said, somebody break into the car?
Oh my God. Knock on wood, y'all. I don't need that. I really don't. The way that my anxiety and depression set up, I don't need that.
No, God.
I don't need that right now, Satan. So don't do that in there. Because that's the norm in San Francisco. Like everybody like, yeah, someone broke and bust my window. I'm like, damn. What? People, it is rough a little in Silicon Valley.
Yeah, that's one thing I'll tell you.
It's not like violent. It's not violent shit, but it's like petty crime.
Because they tell you, I remember when we first moved here, or we got the rental car, and they gave us like piece of paper that says like, please don't leave anything out.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, and it was like, call this number when your it wasn't like if. It was like
call
when.
Call this number when your car get broken into.
I was like, that's a weird choice of words. It's not if. It was like when. Remember I said that? I was like, maybe like an intern, maybe you got there, because words mean things. When you mean it's going to happen.
Right.
If meaning it may or may not happen.
They said when. It's going to get broken into.
But like even the people on my team was like, oh yeah, I had my car breaking into.
Like what?
2 things guaranteed. Your car going to get broken into and you go get some big ass ticket from the city of San Francisco. And everybody's like, oh yeah.
I've had both.
I was like, oh.
I got a ticket because my car got broken into. What?
Yeah.
So, you surprised me with that. That was pretty dope. Mm-hmm. And, I drove out to the city, and the race was pretty decent. It was a 15K, and it was along the shoreline, the beach of San Francisco.
Yes, which is gorgeous.
Yes,
San Francisco is a gorgeous city. It's it's eclectic, but it's something to San Francisco.
And then we also ran we ran in Golden Gate Park. So most of the race was in Golden Gate Park, which then went out to Ocean Beach, and then we did like a loop and came on back. And it was a decent race. Like I said, it was a 15K, which is equivalent to like 9.5 miles. And like the first 2 quarters of the race was decent, and then like the last quarter of the race was like a shit show because it was like a mile. No, it was like 3 miles of uphill. So, and it wasn't like a crazy uphill, but it was just enough to like get on your nerves.
Yeah.
So I kind of just like pooped out and just ran the rest of the race, and then a sweeper passed me, and I was like, oh well, fuck it.
Just to finish. That's all that matters.
And then also the thing was like the parking there sucked.
Yeah. It
sucked so bad because like when I got to Golden Gate Park, there were like all the entrances was blocked off, and I couldn't find the entrance to get into the park so I can park. So I found this like little side street that was like next to a lake.
Oh. I'm surprised I got a car.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
Well, the Lord know I didn't need to go. Because I would have found one of my little folks I work with. Like, what street you on? I'm going to drop near them off here.
So I go up to the volunteer guy. I was like, can I park here? Like, my car not going to get towed, is it? He's like, no, you'll be all right. So I park there, and like I hear kids like laughing, like, and I can see like other people getting dropped off there. So I'm thinking I'm near the start line of the race.
Yeah.
So I finally, because I waited, because I got there early because I didn't know, what my parking situation going to be like. And since I got a spot, I was like, well, I'm just not going to move.
Yeah.
So I finally go to like where the people were, because I see there's volunteers and there's an aid station, and I see mile 8, and that really didn't mean nothing to me then. But then I started asking the volunteers, like, so where's the start line at?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's about a mile and a half that way. And I was like, what? Yeah. So, I parked about a mile and a half away from the start line.
Yeah, that's why you said you okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you okay?
Yeah.
So I would start walking in. One of the drivers was like, hey, you want to ride? Hell yeah. I want to drive this mile. I walk this mile. So did that, ran the race. It was a good race. Got some good views. Like that ocean was off.
I mean, San Francisco has some gorgeous views.
Yeah.
That I don't even think we've been here for 8 months or so. I don't think we've taken advantage of everything yet.
Yeah, we got to go back to Golden Gate Park because they have
Golden
like
Gate
this
Park, Hayes Valley,
music concourse,
all
and like the way the sunrise and you see the mountains and shit. Like that was.
We got this little nugget now.
It was dope. So. And then get home, and I was just tired. So picked you up, we chilled out, and I just went to sleep. Yeah. Today, you almost didn't have a dog.
It wasn't me, y'all. Because everybody say, ooh, Nyambi, don't get back Mabel. Nyambi, be sweet. And guess who almost got?
Nearums.
Nearum almost got her. What happened, Nearum?
So, we had this dog training stuff, and we got this wire crate. And the trainer was like, you need to cover this up like with a cover or a tarp or something like that. Like, so it can feel like enclosed or wherever.
And I told Nearum, I said, no, I don't think you need to worry about that. Nearum, no, we need to do it. I said, no, I don't even think we there. But I said, all right, go ahead. You do you. This your household.
So I'm like, I'm going to get this shit in cage.
And I said, what? Don't.
Okay.
I said, okay, fine.
So I go to IKEA.
And I said, just put a blanket over it.
I'm glad I ain't putting one of my good blankets over it.
She ain't get one of these good blankets. Go ahead.
So I went to IKEA and bought a little blanket there, like a $7 blanket. Wrapped it up, wrapped a little wire crate up and shit like that. Had to drop Nyambi off and run some errands. So I'm like, I'm going to put Mabel in the crate. She'll be good. It's in cave. It's dark.
She'll go to sleep.
She'll go to sleep. I come back. It's a damn shit show.
She looked like, what it reminded me of? The end part looked like. Y'all remember the Tasmanian Devil? And how you like, and then all the shit just be tore up.
Yes.
That's what Mabel did.
Mabel done tore up that whole damn blanket that I didn't get, my $7 blanket, and then ripped it in. It got a big ass hole in it, and it's just like filling everywhere. So it's like, pillow filling that was in the cover just everywhere inside the cage. And then also we had like this not wire, but just like wicker basket on top of the crate. Somehow that didn't filled over.
Because she's losing her damn mind.
Because she's losing her mind over there and shaking the crate like people shaking the tables.
Yeah.
And then she even got a piece of that and started biting and nibbling on that. So inside the crate is just nothing but
wood chips,
fur, and this
you said stuffing, not fur.
Stuffing and fur and just all types of shit.
Pillow stuffing.
I had the nerve just to be looking there fucking crying, talking about get me out this goddamn
So when you came in, was she crying?
Yes.
How was she crying? Was she crying? Were you in shock? I would love to see your face when you walked in the house.
And I was like, what the fuck? Because, I said, first of all, I was like, how the hell this wicker basket get on the ground? And, me, I'm thinking like, well, I've been putting on these deadbolt locks since Nyambi always getting on my damn head. I'm always locking these locks. Yes.
Yes, niggas, when we're going like it. But Near, I'm like, I'm sitting right here.
Niggas is off work.
Yeah.
And we about to go through another recession.
Yes, we are. Be y'all stay woke.
So I'm like, I know niggas ain't get up in here. And her
knock over the blankets. Knock over, take the blankets.
And I was just in shock. Like, what the fuck? I was so damn mad.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was so mad. Only thing I could do is take a picture and just like yell at her ass.
Yeah.
And just like do the correcting training and just like no ho. And then I left her ass in there. I was like, oh, you're not getting out right now. Did she continue to
cry?
No.
And she knew she was wrong.
And then when she did cry, because I like I said, I was just about to strangle her ass.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? This is what parents must feel like when they just about to strangle the shit out their kids, but they just go lay down somewhere.
She said, go take a nap. Just go close the door.
Yes.
The parents just leave the room.
Yes. It reminds me of when I was 12 or 13, I was in middle school, and I got caught stealing yo-yos.
What?
Yes.
Not $3 yo-yos.
No, it was like $15, $20 yo-yos.
Oh,
Funny beauty supply store.
Oh, my God.
So it was a bunch of us, and my ass got caught, and this other nigga got caught. And I remember my dad came and picked me up, and then when that nigga just didn't say nothing, his ass just went in the room, closed the door. That's how angry I was at fucking Mabel. Yeah. That I just went in the other room, like I just left her ass there with the stuffing and wood chips in her fucking crate, and I just closed the door. Cause I'm like, oh, I'm about to strangle this bitch.
And I was calm. I was like, oh, what happened?
And then I showed the picture and like, oh, what happened, baby? What? She did that. Oh, well, I gotta get back to work.
Don't bring her up here. Don't bring her through here. She can't come through here. But no, what was it? 2 days before though, she bit the cord.
Yeah. So
and Naram thought I was gonna lose it, but I'm on my walk with Christ.
Yeah. So what day was that? Oh, that was the day we was babysitting. Yeah. So that was the same day of the race. So I came back home.
All the same day.
Yes. Oh,
no, yeah.
It was all the same day. It was the day I had the race because you had left. And you had put her in the crate. And like the same thing, like, so we had this wicker basket that we put like our covers and comforters and shit in, right? And somehow like she was just shaking the whatever, but I don't know what it is. When I came in there, Nyambi's favorite heated blanket cord was inside the cage and it was chewed the fuck up.
Yeah, I love my heated blanket.
Nyambi's love the fuck out of this heated blanket.
Mm-hmm. I don't love many things. I can get rid of anything and at any moment. I'm not attached to any material thing. I'm not. You can throw the shit away immediately. But that heated blanket,
she was attached to.
It's like my security blanket, and Mabel gonna bite it on up.
And I was
got
like,
calm. I said it's okay.
And I like last time I sent the picture to Nyambi like, did you know this happened?
No.
She's like, no.
She gets like destructive anxiety.
And I was like,
I have anxiety in here.
I said,
I said, maybe I need a therapist.
And I pulled out Bob the Builder, and I done went to Home Depot and
build all the shit up,
and then reconnected the damn cords and everything. That shit worked like he ain't never.
Yeah, because I was gonna just breathe easy. I wasn't even gonna buy a new one.
I know you wasn't.
I was gonna breathe easy. We're gonna wait again to next year.
Y'all understand how much Nyambi loved this heated blanket, so much so that I loved her so much that I was like, oh, I'm gonna put this bitch back together.
Because it crushed me. It killed me a little side.
I know it killed you.
And I just looked at her. And then I thought of all y'all who talking about, oh, now y'all be sending Mabel back. Come on, Aaron. What else? We'll put it on Instagram, though, so y'all to see it.
Yeah, because I got a piece of that, too. Because I sent the picture of that. So I think I got a picture of that on my phone,
Put them all up there. Make it one story. And just keep swiping. But that's the only time she shows out.
Yeah.
Only time. She's never chewed anything. She's never do any of that when she's out the cage.
Yeah.
Pillow talk.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
It's just one thing I want to talk about kind of in this episode. I know we're summarizing from like the weekend and coming back. Did y'all see that article on BuzzFeed about how millennials became the burnout generation? Mm-hmm. At first I was like, first of all, BuzzFeed. Second of all, burnout. It's just these keywords that they kind of put in there that I'm kind of like, ugh, I don't know if I want to read it. But it kept coming up like in my feed and popping up that it's actually a long ass read. Yeah. As a millennial with burnout, yeah, they need to have some bullet points at the beginning.
Right, they need too long didn't read.
Yeah, they needed a too long didn't read. But it was so beneficial. I think we should link this too. And it just talked about, first of all, they talked about how like broad the generation and the millennials are, right? Sometimes we talk about the millennials like we're not, but we're in it, right? So we're older millennials. So they said our generation spreads from the folks who are 22 to 38. Mm-hmm. So all of us were in it, right? We're just older and we suffer from different things and all that good stuff. But it was just so many things that they just talked about burnout, right? And how we're kind of working ourselves at both ends and how a lot of us have our children of like one or two recessions, right? So be it the
Right.
2008 recession or the recession that happened in the early 2000s, and how that then impacted us for working, and like this idea of perfection and what it looks like, and how even from our previous generations, how some of our behaviors is perceived as lazy, as other generation, but it's just like you just can't, right? One thing that stuck out to me in the article, they talked about something called errand paralysis. Where you had so many things just going on that you couldn't get the day-to-day tasks done. The example that they used was one guy, like he registered to vote, but he pushed it to the last day to register to vote because he did not put like his card in the mail, and that's all he had to do. Right. And I know he ain't the only one that did that. I can raise my hand and say that's exactly what I did with my passport. My passport was ready to go before I even left white ass New England. Do you think I put it in the mail?
No.
I came to Silicon Valley month 1. Did I put it in the mail? Month
No.
2, 3. It took me 6 months to put my passport in the mail. Like, it's just I could not do one more thing. I could not, like, I froze. I just could not move further anymore in it, right? And just those things, noticing those things that happen and occur, and how it's our signs of burnout, and how, even when we say, oh, we're going to do self-care and take care of each other. Like another example, I had an article was like, oh, I'm going to take 2 weeks off work and I'm going to refresh myself and get energized. And the guy was like, yeah, I took 2 weeks off work. It was amazing. I cleaned my whole house. I alphabetized everything. I volunteered at the thing. I went to the gym every day. I did some meal planning, and I started a new hobby. And then what I realized, as soon as I came back to work, I was more tired than when I left because I had so much other shit to get done.
Yeah.
Right. Burnout, both ends. And it just was hitting. Miriam, what you thought about it?
Yeah. I think the quote that really stood out to me was this. It says, to adult is to complete your to-do list.
Yeah.
But everything goes on this list.
Everything.
And the list never ends.
Yes.
And I think, that with also the notion of like optimization.
Yeah.
And what they were saying is that, with this generation, it's all about optimization. Optimization as a child, in college, online, and all this, is accumulated to say that, we're not good enough. And all this is accumulated to also say that, everything that we do is trash.
Everything. Because that's what the parents tell us. Because I tell y'all 25 and younger, y'all trash. But like the other generations constantly call us trash.
Yeah.
They constantly tell us that we're not doing what we're supposed to do. We're not doing like all the time.
So I even think about that, like, right? Like, think about I just think about like our parents, right?
Yeah.
Working on the assembly line at Ford, GM, and Chrysler.
Yeah.
Like my daddy and my mama, like both of their jobs was to literally take a screw out of a box and screw it into a spot on a car.
Yeah.
Period, point blank.
Yeah.
So, you go from that to like, because they thought that was hard work.
Yeah.
Like 8 to 10 hours.
That's physical labor.
Yeah. Taking a screw out of a box, putting it in a spot and screwing it in to the next car and doing that for 16 hours straight. Right.
Labor.
It's definitely manual labor and it's arduous. But also, like, they look at what we do and it's like, oh, we had a computer
lazy. Y'all
all
ain't
damn
moving.
day. And y'all niggas ain't moving and nothing like that. But they don't understand like how
mentally
the work has changed. And it's like it's mental now.
Yeah.
It's more of a mental tax than it is physically.
Physical tax. Yeah, I agree. In where they had the mental capacity after they finished work, right? They did the physical work.
Right.
But they still had mental bandwidth to do the other stuff, right? I think they still had the capacity to do that type of stuff.
Right.
But we, like, sometimes I think in our generation, we don't have the extra bandwidth to do anything.
No.
Like, we are decision fatigued. I cannot make another decision. I cannot think critically about, like, I cannot be strategic about anything else, right? To the point where you almost freeze. I even like the idea where they talk about when you think of adult, to be an adult is a verb. Like, adulting is a verb. It's paying bills. It's doing all these things. And it's just like, why? Like, it was so interesting. Yeah.
And I think the other thing, another quote that I pull out is that you feel burnout when you exhausted all your internal resources.
Yeah.
Yet you can't free yourself of the nervous of compulsion to let go of it regardless.
Yeah.
The fact that, even though all our internal resources are taxed, we still can't let go of none of this shit.
Yeah.
And, like, we're still forced to, like, move on. Like, even just to make it like a personal thing, me and you was having this conversation about should you do X or should you do
all week.
Yeah.
All week I've been going
like
through this.
every day, and it's like, Niram, I can't get out the bed. And it's like, why? Because I need to make a decision on this.
Yeah.
What should I do?
Yeah.
And I said, well, do this. well, if I do that, then what about this? And it's like, well, do that then.
Yeah.
But if I do that, but what about this? And it's like, well, baby, you got to make a decision. The thing is, neither one of them is going to be end of the world.
Yes.
But, you felt so paralyzed about doing or like even making a decision that it gets hard. And I know that, there's a lot of millennials that's going through this shit.
Yeah, we're not alone in this at all. And then also they're saying like one of the fundamental criticism of the millennials is that, again, that we're lazy and entitled. But in the article, they said it's so frustrating. It says because we hustle so hard that we figured out how to avoid wasting time eating meals and are called entitled for fair compensation and benefits, like working remotely so we can live in affordable cities, adequate health care, 401ks, so we can theoretically stop working at some point before the day we die. We call whiny for talking frankly just how much we do work or how exhausted we are by it, but because overworking for less money isn't always visible, because job hunting now means trolling LinkedIn, because overtime now means replying to emails in bed. The extent of our labor is often ignored or degraded. Right? Because when you, even if you go back to the plan example, if you're talking about doing overtime, like you can't be at home. No. You're completely disconnected, right? Where I could say I'm working from home, I'm doing overtime, and I remember when I visited my parents and they was like, what you doing? I was like, oh, I'm working. Yeah. And they're like, you on your phone. Right. I was like, oh, I'm answering emails, or I can join a conference call. I can do all this here. Like, it's a constant.
Right. It's a constant flow.
Or my parents were like, oh, I thought you had to work today. I'm like, oh, I am working. They're like, you in your room, you in your bed. I was like, with a computer?
Right. I got a computer.
All I need is internet and computer. Like, so it is just, and I think the hardest part about the article was it's no solution to it. Almost.
It's not.
It's just out there, right? But what were you going to say, Nero?
Like, even that, like, even the whole, like, job hunting thing that they even talk about, like, being in one of the most competitive places in the United States looking for jobs, like, I get it. Like, that whole trolling and on LinkedIn or Indeed and everywhere else just to get a motherfucker, I'm over here hitting up motherfuckers I ain't never heard of in my life. Yeah. Oh, you're a recruiter? Oh, you a sourcer? Let me link in with you. Let me show you my resume. Let's talk and figure that stuff out. And then go through the whole process of having phone screens. Like, that there is very exhausting, right? Yeah. Especially when you have 15 to 20 phone screens in a day and like none of them end up to be anything. Yep. Yeah. So it's almost like it's exhausting and defeating at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. So I just thought it was something to be aware of and to have a conversation about as a community and look at, like, be aware that you might be experiencing a form of burnout, and knowing that just maybe taking a couple of days off work not going to do it, right? I keep going, everybody needs a therapist. Everybody needs to seriously come to terms with different things that they're going through and really process it out. Because that's the thing, right? Even when you try to take a break, there's so much shit that needs to be done, or it seems as if like so much stuff needs to be done that taking days off, you feel more exhausted than actually just working. Yeah, because I think now that I'm older, the mental game, and I think we've shared it on here, the mental game is coming at it. All the things that you were optimized to work for, the things you say you're supposed to do, right? So going to school, why are you going to school? Accumulating this student debt. Once you go to school, working this job, even if the job ain't okay, continue to do that. Buying a house, getting these diamonds, right? When you do all this stuff that you're supposed to work really hard for, right? And now we're older millennials, like in our mid to 30s, we looking around and be like, hold up. Y'all said this shit was worth it, but guess what? This shit ain't worth it. All this debt ain't worth that. I got a PhD in, I don't know, astrophysics, and I'm just making cupcake. I could have just went to, like, it is not worth it. Now we're having this dissonance at this age to be like, somebody fucking lied. Yeah. Somebody and then you get caught up in the sauce so much, how you stop. Because it's your sense of validation, right? Yeah, because I even think about, like, conversations from family members, right? Where they're like, oh, y'all, at y'all age, we had this, and y'all should be so much further than where y'all at now. Y'all should be traveling the world. My mom constantly asks where all the black people with degrees at. She said, I thought all y'all got degrees. Where's y'all at with degrees? But go ahead. Yeah, you should be at more. Like, y'all should be doing all this other stuff, and it's like, well, you just don't get it, right? Because, like, how do you even compete with that when all your life you just had to put a screw into a car? Yeah
I mean, but that was work too. I don't want
to. But that was work, right?
That's not. That right. It's just work. A different type of.
It was a different type of work, but that was physical labor, right? And you can disassociate and leave. Like when you have overtime,
you can have a creative outlet.
When you had overtime, you was there, right? Whereas now, like you have overtime,
you always there,
right?
You always at work.
But here, you leave.
I'm at work now.
Naomi got a work cell phone that's always buzzing 24 hours a day.
Yep.
She got a work computer
that's always jumping.
Always buzzing.
My work phone is never too far from me, and my work phone is completely compatible to do everything that computer can do.
Right.
You think my phone buzz a lot?
That motherfucker buzz all day, every day.
How I be? Is that the phone or me?
The phone. Oh. Because it'd be on the kitchen table.
That's why you notice I leave it outside now. I used to bring it in the room.
Because at one point, because I usually wake up early, so I work on my blog and stuff like that. And I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, what is that buzzing noise? I was like, because I left my phone in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. But every so often, it was like, zzz, zzz. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, is there another phone? Naomi got another phone on here?
Yeah.
Is that a side nigga?
Yeah, it's called Silicon Valley. Yeah, it was just super interesting. And they go on to talk about also we're a generation where half of us have had social media our whole life and the other half haven't, right? But social media is such a big part of our life. So after we hit this realization, like, what the fuck I waste all this money to go to school for? What the fuck I'm waiting? Why? Like, why the fuck did I buy this house so young? Why the fuck did I have these kids at 3? Like, no shade, right? But some of us just been checking shit off a list, right? Because people tell you certain things you have to do at this age, and you look around and be like, shit. Maybe I could have saved that money, or I could have bought a different house, or maybe I should have waited 2 more years to have a kid and maybe travel the fucking world like Susan doing here on Instagram, right? Mm. It's that constant, picture that's put in front of you. It's almost like the alternate realities or the alternate paths you could have took is played out in front of you.
Right.
Oh my God. It's like a Black Mirror episode.
It is.
Oh, what if you did this? You too could have did this too if you would have fucking waited, but you said your clock was ticking, bitch. Mm-hmm. So enjoy your baby, right? Like it's that type of stuff. And also the idea of branding. Previous generations never talked about, what's your brand?
Right.
Like you have to think about now, what is your brand? Like I think definitely on Silicon Valley, like what is your holistic brand when it comes professionally and personally, and what does that look like? Mm-hmm. Period.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Like, that's crazy that's something we're dealing and have to work with. And I know that's the part of the article where they're talking about, like, there's no off the clock. Mm-hmm. I think that's the bad part, right? And I think that's why I'm grateful I have a job that I really like, and I have a job that's flexible, right? There's never a time where I really stop. But if I need to do something at the moment, like, I'm able to flip and do that. So it's some flexibility to that. Mm-hmm. But it is something else to think about. I don't know, Niam. What do you think? The article was good.
Yeah, it's definitely a good article.
It's no solutions. Don't go here for no solutions.
It's definitely don't have no solutions. And it's probably about 15, 20 minute read. So if y'all have the time, definitely check it out. I wish
it took me 2 days just to be upfront. And it went into like millennial parenting and how it's tied to that relentlessness, right? Like all that stuff was tied into it to say, like you have to do everything. Like it all tied together. Like y'all, we all need therapy. We all need an outlet. We all need Jesus.
Because that's the thing, right? So we're burnt out, and then we're burnt out because we got all this work shit. But also for y'all niggas who got kids, then y'all got to go into this relentless parenting shit. Because you got to feel like your kid got to be the best of the best.
Because your kid really got a brand, high key, low key. You know, I ain't in the parenting world, but I can already tell you some bullshit going on. I'm sure it's the cool kids, the slow, not to say, I don't mean the slow kids mentally, but you know what I mean. It's the kids where you're like, I don't want my kid to really be with them. They ain't wrapped that tight. Or the parent ain't really wrapped that tight. Right? That's why you got to have a community.
Right.
Black people. Right. I can only imagine. I keep saying, I don't know how y'all raise kids.
By yourselves.
By yourselves. Shout out to the single moms. First and fucking foremost. And dad, stand up. But how do you, I still cannot process raising a black baby in such a white environment. Because I'm in my clean, grown-ass 30s and daily want to cut a fool. Mm-hmm. So add a child onto people cutting fools. Meaning, so I got my personal life. I got the people sending emails, their rims done got stolen. I got my work life. Now I got to go fucking play with baby Nerum Jr. in the fucking daycare. The fucking daycare center called my baby Nigel instead of Nerum. Touching his hair. It's Black History Month. Ain't no black shit in here. So now I got to go argue with Linda.
And you got to listen to Baby Shark. Shark.
That hit top 40. Baby Shark bang. They got a Baby Shark gospel version.
What?
It bang. But like, I just couldn't. I don't know if I could look, maybe I'm burnt out, honey. Process that. I don't know if I could be my best self in that environment without a whole ass support system. Like, I'm going to have a friend to be like, okay, tag out, you tag in, go cuss out the teacher. I cussed her out last week.
Right.
Why don't you go?
Shit, we can barely do it fucking Mabel. I came home. I came home one day. I was like, Naomi, can you correct her? Can you just discipline her? I'm tired. I can't do this.
I can't do it.
Your turn.
I don't know how y'all do it. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I can't do it alone. I need help everywhere. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Lord. I'm going to get on my knees tonight to say, Lord, when and if you grant me with a child, be the daycare. I need the Lord to be the daycare. I need the Lord to be the teacher. I need it to be the care, all of it, because I can't. I can't. In this white ass world. Somebody asked me about like New England and would I go back and live? I was like, yeah. They was like, oh, would you have family there? Fuck no. That's what honestly, that's why we done held up on the kids. I don't know where I want to raise a family at. Mm-hmm. I'm kid fury. I thought the Lord was coming. All right. Y'all check out that article. We got to go soon because White Daddy about to come back on. Oh. Just being transparent. White Daddy's back on. This is Too Much is on the way. I got to see if Felicia Rashad is going to read Beth for Filth.
Well, as always, to submit your Black Love story, go to blacklovematters.com. To submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk, shoot us an email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. To leave a comment about anything that we talked about, head on over to that website or leave us a voicemail at 508-784-1111. That's 508-784-1111. Talk to y'all later. Remember,
love is ever evolving. Peace.